Uber Technologies Incorporated's explosive growth and constant controversy make it one of the most fascinating companies to emerge over the past decade. The global ride-sharing application, founded in 2009, disrupted modern transportation as we know it, and at one point grew to become the highest-valued private startup company in the world. 10 years after its founding, Uber went public on May 9, 2019. Though the road has been bumpy, Uber remains a major company in the ride-sharing space. In its most recent quarterly earnings release for Q2 fiscal year 2021, Uber reported a net income of $1.1 billion, $3.9 billion in revenue, and 1.5 billion trips on its platform. The world's largest ride-sharing company, Uber Technologies, was founded in 2009 and quickly grew to become the world's most valuable startup. Uber's IPO was one of the most highly anticipated of the year, and the company was valued as high as $120 billion by Wall Street investors. The company went public on May 9, 2019, but fell flat. Uber made history with the biggest first-day dollar loss in U.S. history. Since then, Uber has worked on becoming profitable and has completed some high-profile acquisitions of companies. Uber's story began in Paris in 2008. Two friends, Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp, were attending Le Web, an annual tech conference. The concept for Uber was born one winter night during the conference when the pair was unable to get a cab. Uber was founded on a single idea. What if you could request a ride from your phone? Initially, the idea was for a timeshare limo service that could be ordered via an app. After the conference, the entrepreneurs went their separate ways. However, when Camp returned to San Francisco in 2009, Camp was still CEO of StumbleUpon, but he began working on a prototype for Uber Cab as a side project. By summer of that year, Camp had persuaded Kalanick to join as Uber Cab's chief incubator. The service was tested in New York in early 2010 using only 3 cars, and the official launch took place in San Francisco in May. Ryan Graves, who was Uber's general manager and an important figure in the early stages of the company, became CEO of Uber in early 2010. In December 2010, Kalanick took over as CEO, while Graves took on the title of General Manager and Senior Vice President of Global Operations. The first Uber ride was requested in 2010, and less than 2 years later, in 2011, Uber had already launched internationally in Paris. 2011 was a crucial year for Uber's growth. Early in the year, the company raised an $11 million. In 2012, the company broadened its offering by launching UberX, which provided a less expensive hybrid car as an alternative to black car service. In July 2015, Uber became the most valuable startup in the world. In March 2015, Uber acquired mapping startup Descartes. In August 2016, Uber acquired self-driving truck startup Otto. Otto is looking after Uber's self-drive division. In December 2016, Uber acquired AI startup Geometric Intelligence to do research and improvise its AI technology. App-building startup Complex Polygon got acquired by Uber in July 2017. Again in July 2017 itself, Uber acquired social app development startup Swipe Labs. In April 2018, Uber acquired bike-share startup Jump Bikes to help Uber integrate the bike-sharing option into Uber app. Uber acquired Careem, which was its competitor in the Middle East, in March 2019. In June 2019, Uber acquired Mighty AI in its effort to develop self-driving cars. In October 2019, Uber acquired Cornershop, an on-demand grocery delivery service for the Latin American market. In July 2020, Uber announced Postmates acquisition. Uber acquired Postmates for $2.65 billion. Postmates is a leader in delivering your favorite restaurants and a whole lot more on demand. The consumer-facing Postmates and Uber Eats apps will continue to run separately, supported by a more efficient, combined merchant and delivery network. Uber acquired RouteMatch on 16 July 2020. RouteMatch is known to deliver accessible and inclusive technologies for riders of all abilities. Its mission is to create sustainable mobility ecosystems that leave no person behind. Uber believes that inclusive transportation software can help agencies deliver more value. Uber announced AutoCab acquisition on 6 August 2020. AutoCab provides private hire and taxi operators with technology to run their business, including booking and dispatch software, and also connects them with trips through their iGo marketplace. On February 2, 2021, Uber and Drizzly announced that Uber is acquiring Drizzly for approximately $1.1 billion in stock and cash. Drizzly is an in-demand alcohol marketplace in the U.S. Drizzly works with thousands of local merchants to provide consumers with an incredible selection of liquor with competitive, transparent pricing. This platform will further be integrated with Uber Eats while also maintaining a separate Drizzly app. The COVID-19 crisis had also hit the company hard. Uber's ride-hailing business dropped by almost 80% during the crisis, which led the company to lay off over 6,700 employees just within a month. Uber fired around 3,700 employees in May 2020, which constituted around 25% of the workforce of the company. While Uber Eats has not suffered the blow that COVID-19 has brought, Uber is also reshuffling some of its divisions and closing 45 offices globally, as revealed by Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi. Uber is currently operating in over 600 cities across 72+ countries. There are over 3.9 million Uber drivers worldwide. Over 10 billion trips have been completed by Uber worldwide. Each day, over 14 million Uber trips are completed. If we look at the pre-IPO figures, Uber has received an investment of $24.7 billion. Uber's valuation was $72 billion in 2018, which currently stands at around $62 billion in 2022. Uber went public on May 9, 2019, and Uber's stock is one of the best performers on the NYSE.